Welcome, fans, and thank you so much for joining us on this rainy Saturday afternoon. Now, we are broadcasting live from FBC Mortgage Stadium, just about a half hour away from UCF's kickoff versus Sam Houston. I will be joined momentarily by my co-host, Adrian Killins, former UCF running back. I am your host, Patrick Previty, and you are watching the UCF Pregame Show presented to you by UCF Athletics and the Hitting the Field Network. Now, on today's slate, we have HTF's very own Andrew Montana meeting up with head coach Gus Malzahn prior to the game. We have a special story about UCF's helmet decals this week, and we have HTF's very own Ty Patton going out into the field to explain why tailgating and the UCF game day is one of the best in the nation. All of that starts right now on UCF's pregame show. And we're back now for a real introduction for my co-host, Adrian Killins, former UCF running back, fourth all-time in rushing yards for UCF, 2017 national champion. Now, you're in a little bit of a different spot than you're used to right now on the sidelines, but I have to still ask, how does it feel to be back in the house that you helped build?
Dude, it's awesome, man. It's a pleasure being here. I'm grateful for the opportunity right now. The atmosphere is great here. It's a little wet and a little damp, but I'm looking forward to the game today versus Sam Houston.
We're going to power through. We're going to power through. Now that you're back in the bounce house, I do have to ask, before we kind of get into the New Hampshire game from last week, what is your favorite moment when you were playing?
My favorite moment was 2018 when we played Cincinnati on College game day. The atmosphere was electric because it was a 7:30 start game, so we were the only game left on television that day. I remember it vividly. I scored 2 touchdowns that game, and overall we had a great offensive game, and the defense had a great game too, and it was College game day, so what more can you ask for? The atmosphere was phenomenal, pre-game and also during the game as well.
Can't beat College game day. Now, this is the first edition of UCF's pregame show, but last week, UCF had their first game of the season against New Hampshire, 57-3. They won that game. Adrian, when you look back at that game, about 10 days ago now, what were the biggest takeaways from that game?
My biggest takeaways, obviously being a former UCF running back, was the run game. R.J. Harvey, Penny Boone, and the rest of the running backs, a four-headed monster, along with K.J. Jefferson. They put up 457 yards on the ground, so I'm looking forward to seeing that today, and also getting K.J. Jefferson acclimated in the passing game. So it's going to be a great day today to get everything rolling, and I'm looking forward to a great show today.
Yeah, UCF rushed for 454 yards on the ground. They had a couple instances last season where it was that dominant, but 454 is second all-time in UCF history. You got Penny Boone, Miles Montgomery, R.J. Harvey, and Johnny Richardson. They all played really well. Now, the big thing that a lot of fans were concerned with was the quarterback play. You mentioned K.J. Jefferson needs to get acclimated. What do you want to see going forward in this Sam Houston game that they didn't get to do against New Hampshire?
Obviously, it's game one. K.J. Jefferson is here for a reason. Coach Malzahn recruited him here for a reason. He's a dual threat quarterback for a reason, so he can use his legs, he can use his arm. Obviously, he didn't show his arm much in the first game, but I'm looking forward to them getting back to the drawing boards after a week of work and coming out versus Sam Houston and airing it out. All it's going to take is getting those 5 to 10 yard dump passes off to his playmakers. Then it's going to open up that passing game, and we're obviously a threat as UCF right now in the run game, so that passing game is going to open up Athens as a whole.
Absolutely, and like you said, K.J. Jefferson, he's a dual threat guy. He's played plenty of college football games coming over from Arkansas. Now, the final score was 57-3, so 57 points were put up, but only 3 points were allowed. What do you think about the defensive showing in that first game against New Hampshire?
To only allow 3 points by defense, the defensive coordinator went to bed very happy that night on Saturday night, so I'm looking forward to the same result today. Obviously, Sam Houston had a great showing on their first game, but I'm looking forward to the defense having a shutout today as well. Deshaun Pace, he led the last game in an interception and also in tackles, so I'm looking forward to that shutout today as well.
Absolutely, and Gus Malzahn's message has to be that you can't look over a team like New Hampshire, same with Sam Houston. Now, I know as a former player, I'm sure you've had games where you feel like you should have played well, played better. What do you think the process has been like this week for K.J. Jefferson?
The process is just getting back to the drawing boards, being that dual threat quarterback that he is, he knows what he has to do moving on to the next game. Obviously, every game we're not going to play our best and be our best, but going into Sam Houston today, I'm pretty sure he watched film and practiced with his teammates for the week, and he's going to show what he is capable enough of doing going into Sam Houston today.
No, absolutely. And if they can take all of this into account in this game against Sam Houston, they're going to have another dominant win today. Now, coming up after this message, we had HTF's very own Andrew Montana catch up with head coach Gus Malzahn at the locker rooms right before the game.
We say charge on. We commit to do extraordinary things, to put in the work, to be smarter and stronger, to let them know we're coming. Charge on! Charge on!
Hello everybody, my name is Adrian Montana here alongside UCF football's head coach Gus Malzahn. And coach, we'll just get right into the questions if you don't mind. Sure. What are some key takeaways from the New Hampshire game?
I was real pleased with the way our players responded on the sideline, on the field, working together, team first mentality. Made a few mistakes execution-wise, but they're all correctable. But overall, I liked our attitude.
For sure. Your offseason emphasis was defense. What did you see out of game one defensively that you liked?
Yeah, they played really hard. They played physical. We didn't give up really any chunk plays and all that. So I was real pleased. I mean, we got after the quarterback. Our back end was really clean. And then we had the pick, and that ended up being a short field for the offense to score.
What have you liked out of your transfer portal class so far?
Well, we brought in some playmakers, and we needed two on defense, and all those guys have responded. I think we hit on all those guys, so it was good for those guys to not just play well, but be great teammates, and I think that's really what stood out to me.
What can we expect out of Xavier Townsend as a receiver, considering his success as a returner?
Yeah, I mean, he's got great receiving skills. I think everybody can see you got to get the ball in that guy's hands as many ways as you can, and real excited about him this year.
What contributed to your running back room just dominating in game one?
Well, we got 4 real running backs. They're able to stay fresh. I think our offensive line did a good job. The read game, the zone read, the power read, our quarterback did a good job making decisions with that also.
For sure. What are some keys to winning the Sam Houston game?
Executing. We didn't execute as clean as I'd like. And from game one to game two, we need to improve. And our guys understand that. We focused on corrections yesterday in practice. So really looking forward to cleaning that up.
Work as always from HCF's very own Andrew Montana. Now, I know you didn't play under head coach Gus Malzahn, but you did play against him in the Peach Bowl. I don't know if you guys have ever talked about that when your paths have crossed.
For sure, man. Obviously, Coach Malzahn's the head coach here now. I did cross paths with him in the facility in the Wayne bench, and he's a phenomenal guy. The first thing he brought up when we had a conversation was him with the 2017 when we beat them versus Auburn, and that was fantastic, man. But Coach Malzahn's a phenomenal guy, and I'm glad to see the success he's having here at UCF.
Absolutely, and you're kind of a legend, a college legend here now. When you come back, you have a fat championship ring that you get to strut around. How does it feel to kind of be a former champion, being able to walk back around in the bounce house?
Hey, that's the ultimate goal, being a champion here in life in general. So being able to get that ring with my teammates and put in the hard work and it pay off when we get that ring is phenomenal. So it was phenomenal, man.
Absolutely, as I would imagine it is. Gus Malzahn doing a great job in recruiting and coaching for this UCF football team, so I know you wish him the absolute best. And it's always fun to have that fun little rivalry as you might cross paths as time goes on. But one of the better things about the UCF football team is its connection to the Orlando community. We have seen this multiple times, and if you've been following since the spring game, they're doing something very similar to that spring game today against Sam Houston. Here is a quote from Justin Williams, the Orlando Health Senior Vice President and President of Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. He said, "At Orlando Health, Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children, we are deeply committed to advancing pediatric health care in our community. The new Orlando Health Children's Pavilion represents a significant milestone in our mission to provide world-class care to children and families in Central Florida. Now, we had Abby Smith, student reporter, go out and see what exactly this week is all about for UCF's new helmet decals.
The Orlando Health Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children recently hosted the UCF football team. There, the players got to hang out with the kids and do all sorts of activities. The fan favorite, designing decals. The children at Arnold Palmer were given a blank UCF logo, which they brought to life with color and creativity. Now, their work is going to be displayed on the UCF football field against Sam Houston. This unique helmet design blends the strength of a football athlete with the bright-eyed innocence of the children who cheer most for the Knights. UCF wide receiver Xavier Townsend spoke about what it means to visit the children and wear the decals they created on the field.
Yeah, it's huge. There's kids out there that want to be in our shoes and not able to do that. So I guess just wearing those to support them shows them that, we have their back. We're thinking of them and we're trying to spread awareness for them.
The children had a great time visiting with the team, but the players also feel the need to pull through for their supporters. The Knights are already looking forward to their game against Sam Houston, but after visiting those children, it's no longer just a game. We talked with Coach Gus Malzahn, and he spoke about how his squad was impacted after visiting the children of Arnold Palmer Hospital.
Yeah, they're real excited. There's no doubt about that. Of course, the helmet decals and everything that goes with that. I mean, our players are real excited, and it's for a great cause.
The children at Arnold Palmer were enjoying themselves, but they weren't the only ones. For a few hours, UCF's biggest, fastest, and strongest became the children themselves. In Orlando, Abigail Smith, UCF, Hitting the Field Network.
Hello, Hitting the Field family. My name is Andrew Montana, host of Season 19 of The Main Show. And on behalf of HTF, we hope you're enjoying today's content. But I'm here to tell you about everything else we have to offer here at the network. Mondays at noon, HTF Bets goes live with 3 of the best on-air faces we have in the program. Andrew Gregg's personality, Tyler Brownrick's sports expertise, and Nick Cohen's versatility make this show a fan favorite, but also a warm light to guide you through the harsh world that is the sports betting industry. On Tuesdays, Frankie Noble hosts a brand new show called Girls Got Game, blending women in sports, the biggest sports news stories, and creative segments that make for a fun and engaging show. Next up, we've got The Combine, an easygoing, conversational, and podcast-style show dropping on Wednesdays with Ty Patton as your host. No changes there. But a big change for The Combine is the set. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to The Combine from our brand new podcast studio. We've got the lights, we've got the cameras, all for Ty Patton to bring the action, and we hope you're just as excited as we are for this amazing opportunity. Much great content from The Combine this semester, as always. Then tune in Thursdays at noon for our second live show, The Main Show, hosted by, well, yours truly. Here we'll cover any sport, any topic, any story, no matter how obscure, be it basketball, football, hockey, soccer, UFC, MMA, cycling, even baseball. But be sure to tune in throughout the semester for our special shows, including drafts, debates, and much, much more. Lastly, Nighttime is aired on Fridays, where Patrick Previty and Matthew Bracker talk about UCF and college sports. From in-depth looks at campus's top storylines to collegiate records being broken nationwide, let Nighttime be your primary college sports resource. And outside of our 5-show roster, be sure to tune into our other content, such as the Studio Days vlog run by Vlog King Nick Cohen, breaking news graphics on our Instagram page, and much more. As well, make sure you're subscribed to Hitting the Field Network on YouTube, as well as following us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. But as for me, I've been Andrew Montana. Thank you so much for watching, and back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Thank you for sticking with us. That was HTF's little promo that we have. Hitting the Field is a student-driven sports network here at UCF, and it is something that is being a big part of the production today for the UCF Pregame Show. Now, one of HTF's very own, Ty Patton, went out into the field to go see why exactly UCF's game day experience is one of the best in the nation. Here he is.
Welcome to the University of Central Florida. I am Ty Patton, and we are here at the Family Cookout, finding what are you cooking and is it delicious? Let's find out. Greetings. Go Knights! Go Knights, charge on. We love it. We are coming here asking you, what are you cooking and is it delicious? So, what are you cooking?
Of course it's delicious. Wings and ribs.
Excellent. Can we take a look?
Chef Ron's got it on the grill.
Woo! Chef Ron. Thank you, thank you. All right, one bite. Everybody knows the rules. Woo! You have to go to Kentucky to get this kind of barbecue.
We're Central Florida.
Or Central Florida. Can I ask, what was the process? How did these come into light?
Well, first we did a dry rub on them, then smoked them for an hour, then brought them back out, wrapped them up with some honey and butter, put them back on the rack for 2 hours, brought them off, took them out of the tin foil, put them back on the grill, put the barbecue sauce on them for another hour. They were for 4 hours cooking.
We're gonna find out what else is cooking. I have to ask you, is your food delicious?
Always, every day. You want to try one?
I would love to try one, actually. Could you walk me through how you made these hamburgers over here?
Hey man, we just put them together.
Any reason behind Nature's Own buns?
They're the best.
They're the best?
They're the best. Butter bread, always the best. Do your own. Do your own, sir.
Do your own?
I'll pour it for you. You pour yourself.
Yes, sir. Man of respect.
Yeah.
Can I shake your hand again? No, this is extremely delicious.
Hey man, what we do over here, man? UCF, charge on. You know what I'm saying? Go nice.
Charge on. Now that we've tried all the food, there's the tribe behind the campus. We are on memory mall finding out what games people play during pregame. Let's go. What led you to come out this early to have some brewskis?
We gotta support UCF team right now. This is a hometown team. You know?
I completely agree. Yeah. You want to play real quick?
I'll do it.
Honestly, it's pretty hot out today. I have no idea why we chose this one. We're all sweating, but football is America's sport. It's the best sport in all of the nation. So honestly, football's the only choice. As like you got soccer over there. No one really likes soccer that much.
Why football today?
Football's my favorite sport.
Go Knights! Charge on!
Hey, baby, woo! Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, sir. Have a good one. You too. So why spike ball? Why is that the game?
It's a fun, competitive 2v2 game.
Welcome back. Now we have keys to the game for Sam Houston because they're about to kick off in just about 14 minutes. So when you're looking at the New Hampshire win and going into this game really soon, what are your biggest keys to the game, Adrian?
My biggest keys to the game is first off getting KJ Jefferson acclimated to the offense, getting that passing game starting off early. So getting those 5, those 10-yard dumps off early to his playmakers to get him adjusted to the game at first. So and then pushing the ball down the field. Now obviously we're going to run the ball. We're big on running the ball. We have a great running back room. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And KJ Jefferson putting on the show today.
Absolutely. You don't want to see the UCF Knights go away from the run game. It was so important to them last week, and just in case KJ can't get acclimated immediately, you want them to run wild. Now, when you're taking a look at the Sam Houston game, what do you think Gus Malzahn is saying to his team about taking this team seriously?
Right. Obviously, there's an FCS school, so not holding them to the least amount of respect. So they're a football team just like we are. They're pulling their pants just like we do. So they're coming out here to put on a show, and we have to meet their expectations and get this win today.
From a former player's perspective, has there ever been an instance where a UCF team has come out and just had a slow start against a team that they maybe thought that they could look past?
Absolutely. Versus Austin Peay 2017, they came out here, we kicked the ball off to them, they ran the opening kick return back, and it was a wake-up call for us. And Coach Frosby had that speech after that touchdown, and we knew we had to come to play because they came to play. So you can't overlook no one, no matter who they are, where they come from. They're going to give you their best shot each and every day.
Absolutely. And Sam Houston is much improved. Second year in the FBS. They're now bowl eligible this year. They ended last season on a high note. The only team in Conference USA in week 1 to get a win against an FBS school. So they're trying to build off of last week. Let's get into some of your impact players for the game. Who do you got on offense for the Knights?
So offense for the Knights is KJ Jefferson and also Deshaun Pace. So obviously I'm looking forward to KJ putting on the show and coming out and showing his dual threat abilities as he know how with his arm and also in the run game.
Yeah, I feel like it's an underrated stat, but last week he added 57 yards on the ground. So people kind of criticizing his play last week. He didn't play that terribly, but certainly will look to improve. Now, on the defensive end, who are you looking at for the Knights?
So looking at for the Knights is Deshaun Pace. Last game, he led the team in tackles and also had an interception. So I'm looking forward to him putting on the same show again today. He's a key transfer that we had come into UCF, and he's going to put on the show today, as I know.
Absolutely. He almost was able to return that interception back for a touchdown. I'm sure he wanted to have it, but the UCF Knights were still able to convert for 6. Now, looking at Sam Houston's offense, I know you got 2 key impact players for us.
For sure, yeah. Quivez Humphreys, he's a dynamic athlete. He's about 6'5", 215, so he's that guy that's going to go up and get those 50-50 balls and make it count. And also, obviously, their quarterback, Hunter Watson. He put on the show last week. He had 190 passing yards with 100-plus rushing yards. So he's a dynamic quarterback, and our defense definitely has to contain him and put him under wraps so that he doesn't put on the same show today.
No, absolutely. And Hunter Watson and Quavez Humphreys, they absolutely torched Rice last week. Got off to a big start. Quavez Humphreys had 3 receptions, 93 yards, and a touchdown. So you're going to want to lock those guys down. Definitely a more formidable offensive attack than New Hampshire. Now, coming up next, we are going to be back for one final time after the break. We're going to be talking some of the most important transfers for UCF and taking a look at their schedule as the season goes on. But until then, we'll see you then.
Everything you thought you knew is brand new. We on the new wave. This ain't what it was. See, when the game changes, so do we. Every day, every play. Always been greater than 12. Now standing 16 strong. In every end zone. Any time zone. When everyone else keeps asking, what's next? We know. We are.
For one final time before Sam Houston and UCF kickoff, let's take a look at some of the dynamic UCF transfers. We've already talked about pretty much all of them. KJ Jefferson, Penny Boone, Miles Montgomery, but you got 6 starters on defense. Nigel Kelly, Deshaun Pace, who we've obviously mentioned multiple times now as well, Ethan Barr, Sheldon Arnold, Ladarius Tennyson, and Mac McWilliams. Those guys are so important to UCF this season. Sure. As a former player who you were not in a part of this NIL and transfer portal era, from the outside looking in, how has it changed college football?
Dude, it's changed drastically, and I'm very grateful that they have it. These players, we put our blood, sweat, and tears into the sports that we play for the university, and the university, they make a lot of money off of it. So it's great that that name, image, and likeness plays into effect now so that we can build our brand, because it's definitely life after football. Once we graduate here, not every athlete has the opportunity to go to the professional level, so being able to make some money in college is very vital. So I'm glad that the NIL came into effect now and is going to benefit in a great way.
Absolutely. Now, moving into the schedule for the rest of the year for the Knights. Now, we said Gus Malzahn's going to say not to look past any opponent, but that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to take a look at the rest of their schedule for 2024. Is there any game that sticks out to you on that schedule?
Yeah, so the game that sticks out to me is obviously Colorado, man. Deion Sanders, he's coming into the bounce house. I'm looking forward to the UCF showing up in a big way. He got Shadur Sanders, his son, at quarterback, and I know we're going to come to play that game. Anytime there's a big game, every athlete, those are games that you check off on your list to make sure that you key in on so that you can put on the show, because the world will be watching. So Colorado sticks out to me.
Colorado, absolutely. That is the next home game after today, so UCF is definitely going to have to be ready for that. What do you think Gus Malzahn is going to be saying to his team leading up to that game during the week, right? Because Colorado is obviously a big name, big media attention. What do you think he would say to the team, or any coach for that matter?
Yeah, any coach, they would say just stay in the moment. Don't let the moment get too big. It's just another football game, even though it's a big game, but it's just another game that we can come in and showcase who we are and what we are and what we're going to be for the rest of the season. So we're going to be at home, so obviously some guys may be nervous and all that, but you're going to be at home. You're going to have this great atmosphere here in the bounce house, so I'm looking forward to that game, and I know they're going to put on the show.
Yeah, they're bouncing up here in the bounce house.
For sure.
Now, taking a look at the other part of the schedule, we have an out-of-conference game against Florida. That is huge. After this game, they're not going to play again until the 2030s. How important is it for UCF as a program to build up some out-of-conference wins from the Big 12?
Heck yeah. So going out of our conference, there's always been a talk when we were in the American when I was here as an athlete. So they always said UCF doesn't play anybody in different conferences and everything like that. So having to have that out-of-conference game like Florida and the SEC is going to be vital. We beat them in the bowl game when Coach Malzahn was here his first season. So I'm looking forward to a great show when we go to the Swamp, and it's going to be electric. And I'm looking forward to just an overall great game.
Absolutely. Now, I did want to talk one last bit about the about the game against Sam Houston. Final score predictions. I'm going to go with 42-17. That means that they cover. Now, I think that might be a little bit outlandish. I don't know for sure. I believe the spread was 21.5. It had moved from 24.5 earlier in the week. But I think UCF can really take it to them, get the run game going, get KJ Jefferson acclimated, score some points. And I do think Sam Houston will be able to score at times, but I still think 42-17 is where we're going to end up.
For sure, yeah. My prediction is 57-17. Simply because, obviously, like you said, Sam Houston, they are a team that can put up points. They put up a lot of points last season, and also their previous game versus Rice as well. So I know we're going to come out, we're going to run the ball, and we're going to get it down the field as well. So I'll look for a lot of fireworks coming in the bounce house tonight, and it's going to be a heck of an atmosphere and a heck of a game.
Yeah, no, and I remember earlier you were talking to me about how the Sam Houston State offense might not end up scoring a ton, but you got them at 17 as well. That is still respectable. Certainly good amount. Now, looks like they are getting ready for kickoff here, or ready to run out of the tunnel here at FBC Mortgage Stadium. I would like to say a big thank you to everybody a part of Hitting the Field and UCF production that was able to make this UCF pregame show happen. It took a lot of people and a lot of great minds to put us up here and support us, and that has been one of the best things ever. So I will say thank you to everybody. If you're looking to watch the game coming up, it is on ESPN Plus. Just simply refresh and get out of here and go right back in. For everybody, the cast and crew, I'm Patrick Previty. Thank you for watching. Go Knights, charge on.
Charge on.